But getting back to the main campaign, yes, there's plenty of variety in each of these levels. I mean, as I mentioned, there's rundown environments on Earth, hellish looking places, big futuristic looking places, which should seem familiar if you played the previous game again. You also got winter-like levels, and even as I mentioned, big castle and temple looking levels. So, a great amount of variety when you're trying to fight through hell on Earth, and back on Mars, bringing the fight back to them as I mentioned. Swarms of enemies, and of course, even occasionally boss fights too as well. Some of them can be pretty damn hard. Like this big ass guy with his big ass shield, and his big balls of chains that he throws at you. I mean, god damn. And that's just with one ball and chain, because after that, you take him down, you destroy his shield, and then you have to take him on with two balls and chains. I mean, god damn, talk about a double whammy there. He not only uses both of them to hit you with, but he also does this weird sort of Doctor Strange looking spinning thing to help deflect bullets that you fire at him. And with the two balls and chains, he'll trap you inside of these walls of energy and send these damaging lines across that you have to obviously dodge. I mean, yeah, you could shoot him when he's doing this, but watch out, because these things can really hurt you. But when he's not doing this and instead doing all the other stuff, like I said, the spinning bullet deflecting trick, you really have to have good precision to try to take him out. But if you keep at it, he'll eventually go down. And then it's not till you make your way to the second to last level in the game, we have to fight against this angel boss. Yeah, not much of an angel here because she's basically trying to kill you. This can get really annoying if you don't know how to do this right, and you gotta be really specific and be able to use the double barrel shotgun. Yes, this is probably one of the only newest weapons in the game that was not in the previous one, aside from this big ass sword that you get. And with weapon attachments and different types of upgrades that you can get alongside with it that make a return in this game, the newest one to this is called the meat hook. With good enough precision, you target a certain enemy, which reels you in towards them a lot quicker, allowing you to deal much more devastating damage to them, and with this boss fight, well, it's obviously required. Yeah, trust me, it took me several tries to get this move down right, but you really have to with a lot of practice, because as you guessed, the fight gets harder as it goes on and on. But if you get it right, and keep at it, you'll eventually go down for good. And if that's not enough, going through the entire last level of swarms and swarms of enemies, making your way across from building to building to fight this big ass guy with more swarms of enemies. I mean, wow. This is hell right here, people. And this is just the first part of it. You have to do it a second time. Holy f***ing shit. I am not kidding when I say this can frustrate the living hell out of you. But if you can do it, bravo, you survived through hell the second time, beating the campaign of Doom Eternal. So that's the campaign right there. And as I mentioned, once you beat the campaign, you have all access to the extra old school Doom games. If you can make your way around and do all the extra treasure hunting. Hell, this whole entire spaceship that's called the Fortress of Doom, it's a whole entire maze, which is a level within itself. Lots of exploration, lots of cool little extras here and there. Go around and get a nice view of the planet Earth from space. And yeah, I know I'm aware there's also extra content in this game, but hey, I'm only focusing on what came with this game that I didn't pay extra for. So that will probably have to wait another time if I get to it. There's even an online multiplayer mode, which I would say is the same as the last game, but it actually isn't. Instead, it's actually a battle mode in which one player takes on the Slayer, that's the main character that you play as in the campaign mode, while two other players take on possessions of demons. Yeah, and you can select which one you want to play as, and it's a 2-on-1 match. The first to win 3 out of 5 wins the whole match. In between matches, you can also pick up upgrades that might come in handy a bit. But either way, you have to take your opponent or opponents out, depending on what you've selected. If you selected the demon, I'll be honest, it's a lot more fun because obviously you play alongside another demon and you only have to take one opponent out, which is the Slayer. When you play as the Slayer, well, you gotta take both demons out without dying. Obviously if you die, then the round is lost. Sure, with the Slayer you get all the guns, you can pick up and refill your health, usually after enemies go down. But when you play as the demons, obviously you can't get your health back up, but you can do all sorts of cool tricks, flames, flying, depending on which demon you've selected. Each one has their own unique distinctive move that you can try to do to drain the Slayer's health. And I'll be honest, it's actually a lot of fun. Yeah, even if you lose the match, you actually get XP points like any other online game nowadays. Get your gamer profile ranked up, obviously, you know how it all works. So, give this online a shot. It's different from the last game, but that's a good thing because it shows that the series is definitely not afraid of taking a risk and trying something completely new, and I think it worked out. I mean, taking control of the demons? Hell, there's even one part in the campaign mode where you can do just that. Yeah, why couldn't there be more of this in the game? I mean, it would have given it a little more variety. I know they didn't want to alienate the gameplay, but damn, this is awesome. You fly around, shoot shit, you name it. And it's only to get the double barrel shotgun. And then you kill it. If only I knew the first time doing this to savor it, but that's a pretty cool added touch there. But otherwise, despite some criticisms and difficulties and occasional frustrations, this game definitely lived up to the hype of being a superb example of how to make a great Doom sequel. It takes all the things that make the previous Doom games great and even some of the old school elements and mixes them up, giving us the necessary hell that you want to go through. Because this is a superb sequel and just one of the main reasons why it's number 1 on my top 10 best video game list of 2020. Helping me get through one of the worst years ever. So, my final verdict is a Rockin' Weirdo Mii Motion Plus Up and a plain Weirmoto. Sorry that seemed a little harsh for the game that I consider the best of 2020, but trust me, it's still great. So, till next time, happy gaming.